today. It's Madden NFL football. It's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Houston Oilers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Oilers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right?
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. It was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's good to make it 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
And the Jacksonville offense on their way out again as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Complete to number 21. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
He's brought down at the 31.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 39-yard line.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category. That deserves a couple exclamation points.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
Partner, do we still count this as the holiday season?
A little bit of a gray area, but I think you can.
Okay, well, we just passed it, right? Well, the gifts keep coming to our guy, don't they?
They do.
I mean, think about this now. Clinched a playoff spot, Offensive Player of the Week in Week 16. I think he's going to keep going. I think he's going to keep firing away. I don't think they pull back at all.
Yeah, and everybody for them rounding into form right now. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
And sacked by A.J. Epinesa.
The number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Jacksonville.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 6 catches, 57 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5. at the 44-yard line.
And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Jaguars.
Back to throw again. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
It's second down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be third down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up third down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Jacksonville.
Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Third down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And man, Charles, talk about singing something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
Let's go!
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Oilers 7.
They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
And they run the option here on first and 10.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
By Josh Allen. Brought down back.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
So after the sack, here's second and 14. High throw, but the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston. A.J. Brown. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice gain.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 50-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
But the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
First and 10 at their own 29.
Houston set to take over.
The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
2-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, he's picked off at his own 47. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback. You know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
At the 32-yard line.
The throw over the middle taken in and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And to give this time to the tailback. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he'll find Hall. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. That's complete right around the 8. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. With touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually in the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy.
Down 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Steps away. He's going to take off with it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And unable to to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth.
On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the one interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. It's taken to the 26. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. It is the final weekend of the regular season, final day of the calendar year as well. A lot of action to update you on, so let's get right to it. We'll get started out in the capital city of Austin, Texas, and it's the Armadillos who are out in front. Russell Wilson, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far, as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And you can see they lead the visiting Arizona Cardinals at halftime. The Dolphins seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. And a chance here to make this a 2-score swing, maybe even take the lead.
And it wasn't that long ago in this game. They looked like they were a little bit out of it, didn't they? But how about the safety? Get the ball back. Now a chance to take the lead. They are roaring on offense.
Yeah, you just kind of feel it. Fresh juice on their side.
Definitely.
Call it a gain of 3. And it's a second down.
Jack. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 24-yard line.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll set up to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
To number 6.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 5. At the 49.
On play action, they'll throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and inches. At the Jaguars' 33-yard line.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
For number 16, incomplete. It's now 3rd down and left.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Call that a gain of 11. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. A.J. Epinesa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player... disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2.
Jaguars 21, Oilers 19.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. That field goal a moment ago cut into their lead, but they still have that lead. They'll be looking to get the points right back.
And you just took me back to playing days. I could hear my head coach now in the locker room at halftime. The last thing he always said was,
"Don't screw up, Davis."
Well, besides that became a catch-all. But he always told the team, first 5 minutes, extremely important. How are we going to react? How are we going to take control? We need to. Well, in this case, his team didn't. They gave up a field goal. Can they get the momentum back going in their direction? See if they have a match or an answer on this drive.
We'll see.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Escapes the defender. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Sly. This for a 4th quarter lead. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Under pressure, and down he goes.
A loss of 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
after the sack. It's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The Jaguars on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going. That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Yardage back at the 40. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. And from the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes. We're trying to put him on the ground.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
First down and 10. At their own.
Houston set to take over.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
A.J. Epinesa
Able to record his 5th sack of the season. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And he rifles one incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Miles Jack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And on now is the punter as he's on to punt for Houston. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He was covered by Denzel Ward.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And now out comes Houston.
Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here losing fourth quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch.
And he's got his man on the out route. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Second and 10.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Going right side here, and that's complete. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and to give this time to the tailback. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential.
The Jaguars will line up for the two-point conversion.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The situation for them offensively as follows. Down on the scoreboard, a little under 50 seconds to go. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and
back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this
this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.